the Babylonians, the Persians and the Medes, the Greeks and the Romans. Which have scattered Judah, Israel, Jerusalem. Which are what? Ancient civilizations. For example, you have the Assyrian captivity of the northern kingdom, which is in Mesopotamia, Babylon, which is in lower Mesopotamia. So they were scattered throughout these various historical captivities. But now, Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, which is what he does best, is what? Like it says in the book of Habakkuk, he heapeth all people unto himself. This is what he's going to attempt to do when he brands you with the RFID chip, like cattle. Which is why you see in these latter days many false flags, events. Certain stores being looted in California. You have riots in particular cities. Train derailments, chemical spills. All these things are what? Meant to distract you from the reality of what's happening around you. Which is what? GMOs. The minds being polluted with doctrines of devils. The spiritual demon Satan working in the background to what? Cause our people to stray from the true understanding which is being given out. Zechariah 1:20. And the Lord shewed me 4 carpenters. The carpenters represents the 4 horns, forwarded their dominion in the ancient days. And in the latter days, Esau, Edom, taking particular customs, particular idols, particular esoteric knowledge, and what? Using it to forward his own purpose. Zechariah 1:21. Then said I, what come these to do? He spake, saying, these are the horns which have scattered Judah, so that no man did lift up his head. But these are come to fray them, to cast out the horns of the Gentiles, which lifted up their horn over the land of Judah, to scatter it. So these ancient civilizations had particular manners of ways, certain knowledge, which Esau, Edom, uncovered and used it to forward his own purpose. Now he what? He's using these other nations to be able to stop us from forwarding as a people. Even 2/3 of our people which come up against this truth. So it says, they scattered Judah, no man to lift up the head. These have come to fray them, to cast out the horns of the Gentiles. So ultimately Esau, Edom, was given a ability to cast down these other nations. No man lift up his head. For example, Alexander the Great Hellenized all the known world during the time of the Greeks. Then you had the Romans come into play, which took certain Babylonian idols and renamed them, reinvented them.
Hey.
Genesis chapter 4, verse 1. And Adam knew Eve, his wife. She conceived and bare Cain, and said, I have gotten a man from the Lord. And she again bare his brother Abel, and Abel was a keeper of sheep, but Cain was a tiller of the ground. And in process of time, it came to pass that Cain brought of the fruit of the ground, and offered it unto the Lord. And Abel he also brought of the firstlings of his flock, and of the fat thereof. And the Lord had respect unto Abel and his offering. So it's not about quantity, it's about quality, which is what the remnant have in these latter days. An offering of quality, not who has the biggest camp, not who has the purplest garment, not who's lifting up themselves like Bishop Nathaniel on a horse, which now he's called General Nathaniel, which is madness. And Esau Edom never was supposed to be righteous. He was never supposed to have been accepted by the Lord. We read about that in Romans chapter 9, Malachi chapter 1. He hated Esau. He made him the sword. He gave him the sword. He gave him the dominion to a particular time. Genesis 4:4. And Abel he also brought of the firstlings of his flock, and of the fat thereof. And the Lord have respect unto Abel and to his offering. But unto Cain, to his offering, he had not respect. Cain was very wroth, and his countenance fell. And the Lord said unto Cain, Why art thou wroth? Why is thy countenance fallen? The Lord said, Why are you upset? Why are you mad? Genesis 4:7. If thou doest well, shalt thou not be accepted. And if thou doest not well, sin lieth at the door. And unto thee shall be his desire, and thou shalt rule over him. Meaning Cain was given to wickedness. Just like Esau Edom, the so-called white man. He was meant to be the wicked. Which is why it says, and unto thee shall be his desire, and thou shalt rule over him. That word in this Hebrew, the Hebrew is mashal. It means a proverb, but it also means to assimilate, meaning to produce a certain manner of way, a particular standard, and assimilate it, which is what he does. He takes on these ancient idols, ancient customs, and bundles it up all into one package, constantly reinventing these ancient idols, like Christmas, which goes into Babylonian idol worship. Genesis chapter 4, verse 8. Cain talked with Abel, his brother, and it came to pass, when they were in the field, that Cain rose up against Abel, his brother, and slew him. So there you have it, the wicked constantly is being brought back into the earth. Which Cain is Esau, was brought back in the regeneration. Just like the elect, the spirit of righteous men are going to come back in the regeneration to serve the Lord. 2/3 are going to come back to follow after the ways of this world, Esau, Edom. They're going to take the Arpad Egypt, which is the mark of the beast, Revelation 13:16. Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 1. I will stand upon my watch and set me upon the tower, and will watch to see what he saith unto me. What shall I answer when I am reproved? So our job is to what? As watchmen, watch and expound on what we see, not just via the prophecies, the current events, the things that you see happening in the world. Habakkuk 2:2. The Lord answered me and said, write the vision, and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it. Which is why it says in the book of Malachi that they spoke often one unto another via prophesying, via the internet, the YouTube. Preaching which is foolishness unto men. Let's get that. Corinthians 4:21. 1 Corinthians 1:21. In the King James Bible 1611 version. For after that, in the wisdom of God, the world by wisdom knew not God. They pleased God by the foolishness of preaching to save them which believe. This is in the New Living Translation. Since God in his wisdom saw to it that the world would never know him through human wisdom, he has used our foolish preaching to save those who believe. Not your pastor that is in your church lying to you and still teaching white Christos. His name is Yahushai, Amashayah of the tribe of Judah, the so-called black man. He is an Israelite, like Paul the Apostle said. Are the Israelites? So am I. Are they the seed of Abraham? So am I. And that was the least of the apostles that were speaking. So our preaching is foolishness to the world, which is why many are going to be destroyed. Because the Lord blinded 2/3 of our people. The Lord blinded Esau, Edom. The Lord blinded the heathen. Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 3. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end he shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come, it will not tarry. Behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him, but the just shall live by faith. So you other nations, you're not right. Esau, Edom is not right. The Lord gave us the understanding who can but prophesy. The remnant are the ones that are going to be delivered of the Israelites, so-called black, Hispanic, and Native Americans. Some of us will die for this truth, but that is supposed to happen. Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 5. Yea, also because he transgressed by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desire as hell. So the so-called white man does not keep at home, which is why you see military posts every goddamn where. You see this goddamn demon pushing confusion into the children. He doesn't give a damn about his own people as well. Collateral damage is what the wicked elite call it. The filthy rich bankers and Rothschilds. They don't give a damn about you common white folks either. So this is what we're doing by the preaching of which is foolishness unto men, showing our people what will happen, which is what the RFID chip, Jacob's trouble, is going to be your trouble as well. The Great Tribulation and all these, the famine that's coming, FEMA camps, martial law, world economic collapse, all these things are written to come to pass according to Scripture. Ezekiel chapter 38, Gog and Magog, Russia, China, Iran, which after the RFID chip is implemented, they're going to shoot ICBM missiles at America, Babylon the Great. And everything you see around you is going to be utterly melted, like it says in the book of Peter, 1st and 2nd Peter. The Holy Bible is not all nice, it's not all glamour and glitz. The Holy Bible speaks about many being destroyed in World War III, martial law, FEMA camps. 2/3 of the Israelites will take willingly RFID chip in that day. So this is what is prophesied in Scripture. And through the Spirit of the Lord, His tender mercies, which we say to Wada Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, for waking us up every day and watching the downfall of our enemies. By Hashem, Hamashayak Yahushai. With that, giving all honor and glory to the Most High God, Yahweh, Hashem Yahushai, and double honors to the elders and apostles, great millstone, Kwam Yasha'Allah, Abad Wabal, Shalom.